Hey, man, we got an EZGO here. Wanted to show everybody. I told everybody I'd make a video on what parts are, how they work, and how they operate on the EZGO. Alright. So we'll start with the charger receptacle. In the back of the charger receptacle, you got your white wire, your black wire, your red wire. White's your positive wire, black is your main negative, and red is your reed switch. Now this is called an interlock for the charging receptacle, so the car can't run with the charger plugged in. All right. The way you test that is you put your voltmeter on black on main negative and test voltage here. You should have battery voltage. A little tip while we're here, the charging receptacle. Always check your posts in here and make sure there's no movement in them, because over time they burn and they get hot, and what happens there is your charger shuts off. Now, of course, that's your key switch. You put your key in. Now over here, you got your, I'm gonna start by the controller. You got your controller here. All right, the way it works, this voltage comes in here on the small wires. If you have voltage on the red wire, black lead on main negative, and the red lead on the red tab right here, if you have voltage there, these should show voltage out. I have another couple videos on how to troubleshoot this car. This video is just about showing you what everything is. Because the way it works, you get voltage in here when the solenoid engages, hot voltage. This is your B negative straight off the battery. And then as you hit the gas, it sends voltage from this post here to this post here. The farther you go with the gas pedal, the more the voltage increases. When you get up to battery voltage, you're at full speed, all right? Now the next thing here, this is your solenoid. All right, the way a solenoid operates is you have voltage in one side, voltage out one side. Now you're going to have voltage here and here. You're going to read across the resistor here. So if you see voltage on both sides and it's not clicking, ignore it. It's no big deal. Now the way the solenoid activates is you have to have voltage on this post and voltage on this post to activate the solenoid. And once you have voltage, of course the hot and then the ground, once you have voltage on these, this activates, then it allows voltage to travel from this side to this side, all right? Now this is your diode here. If you see it's got a silver line on it, that means that it goes towards your hot side, which is right here. It's just for the power surges. I just do away with them. This car here don't have no resistor. There it goes. You can see under there, it's got your resistor there. Always put that back on your solenoid, the big post, because what that does is that keeps the controller, keeps the capacitors inside the controller charged up. So when you hit the gas, it won't be like turning on a light bulb in your house. When you turn the light bulb on, sometimes it blows because it's just a surge of power. But this actually stores voltage inside of the controller. So when you hit the gas, it's not direct power every time. It's already stored voltage. It just distributes it out. All right. Now, this is your forward and reverse board here. This is on a series model. You have your forward and reverse board. You got your four big posts, A, B, C, D. And the way it works is you have voltage coming in on the bottom big post, which is right here. You have voltage coming in here, and then voltage coming out here. But whenever you change direction, it sends voltage to this side or this side, and that's what changes direction of the motor itself. It tells the motor exactly which direction to go, the way it sends voltage to here. Now these are your micro switches. The way it works here is whenever you put it in forward, voltage carries across from here to your key switch. And also when you put it in reverse, voltage feeds across to here. The only purpose of this micro switch here is to activate the reverse. You can see I unplug them. So sometimes the micro switch goes bad and the car runs half speed. So I unplug them, because what it does in reverse, when you shift it, it activates this micro switch and this micro switch. And what happens is, if this micro switch goes bad, it sticks. You run half speed in reverse and forward. So I do away with them. Personally, you don't even need this here, man, unless you want the reverse buzzer, and unless you want it to run half speed in reverse. It's really kind of useless. All about safety, I get it. Some people can barely drive forward fast, more or less reverse. All right. Now the way it works here, you got your motor. Now the way it works, you have A1. This is going to be your M negative post right here. This is going to be your hot negative. This is going to be your hot, which is A2. Your A2 here. All right. And what it does, you send voltage in here, voltage in there across your brushes, and that's what spins the motor. Now these are for your forward and reverse boards. You got S1, and then you have S2 right here. These are what changes direction of the motor itself. So you can get, they come off of the forward and reverse board to the side posts right here. These two right here. All right, and that's what changes direction of the motor. So as long as you got, now you can't flip this. If you wire these wrong, man, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. The world's not gonna end. The car's not gonna blow up. It's not gonna hurt nothing at all. And another tip too, man, well, I got you here, this car right here. If you look at it, see the battery tray? See the corrosion on the battery wires? What this is from is overwatering your batteries. It's not from the car being old or nothing like that. If that was the case, the whole frame would look like this. And instead, this is where people do not take care of the batteries, or they overfill them and the battery acid boils out, therefore causing the frame to deteriorate. Before you know it, you need a battery box. So the main thing is, man, don't fill your batteries up too much. Wash your car off every once in a while, man. The water's not going to hurt you, nothing like that. All right. Now in the floorboard here, I can't get to it, but you'll see your black and white wire, and you'll see the harness is here. If you take this up and that bolt up on both sides, right here, there's a box that has your ITS in it. You have a micro switch and you have an ITS. Let's see if I can get it up here. All right, you have a micro switch and an ITS. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you what a micro switch and an ITS looks like, but it's not gonna be in the car. All right, let me see if I got one in here. Right, this is your ITS right here. Let me set this down. Give me 1 second while I open the box up. This is your ITS here. Now, believe it or not, man, the way this works is you got a metal plunger that comes in here. You could actually use a socket and stick it in there and test it. But there's a magnetized plunger that goes in there, and the farther you go with it, it produces a magnetic force, and that's what sends more voltage out here. I remember one time when I worked at EZGO, I'm the first one to figure this out, man. They had a problem with the cars wouldn't run slow. All right. Man, I put everything brand new on the car. Finally, I said, look, man, we got to try the metal rod that goes through here, because there's something wrong. It's not magnetized enough or something like that. And everybody like, no, man, that can't be right. That makes no sense. Well, guess what happened when I changed the plunger? The car ran full speed. Everybody was shocked. All right. So I haven't seen it since, but hey, anything can happen. But voltage comes in on your black wire, 14 volts comes out here, 1.5 on a series car, full pedal. Now, let's see here, your micro switch. Alright, you got a micro switch right here. Let me get the micro switch out for you. Now this is different than what the EZGO, but I'm gonna show you the same principle. The EZGO has a roller style here, and it only has 2 posts. The way it is, you got 1 post on top, 1 on the bottom. The green wire comes in here, and then when you activate this by hitting the gas, listen to it. See if you can hear it. When that activates, it sends voltage across here to here. And that's what the car sends voltage to the solenoid. Solenoid clicks. All right. You can actually ohm it out, put your voltmeter on ohms from this post to this post. Ignore the middle post. So from the top post to the bottom post, ohm it out. And then hit the gas or hit this. And it should zero out. But all right, man, stay tuned, man. I just want to give everybody a rundown.